Not getting enough or quality sleep is literally a nightmare. You're like a walking zombie. I'm sure you know this and just how important your sleep is. And it's even more important if you're trying to make some changes and maybe you're trying to lose weight and transform your body, because it kind of compounds, right? When you don't have the right sleep and you feel like crap, you're gonna make bad decisions. I know I've been there too. So that's why it's super important to get your sleep right. It's also going to help stabilize your hormones and your metabolism when you're in that constant cycle, getting enough sleep and kind of in that correct circadian rhythm. And on top of that, it's a lot harder to exercise consistently, right? Because when we're tired, we don't want to actually work hard. We just want to sleep. That's all we're thinking about. We want to take breaks. I know I've been there too, so that's why it's super important. I want to go over the doc's orders for you to really start sleeping like a baby so you can get to sleep on time. You don't lay wide awake. I know that's a big problem that I always hear is, I try to go to bed on time, but my brain is going crazy. And a lot of times it's because you're just really not, your brain and your body aren't taxed out enough for you to go to sleep. So we want to fix that today. I'm going to go over the doc's orders for you to start sleeping like a baby. Number one, you probably heard me say this one before, super important, is to work out first thing in the morning. You need to push into that resistance to hit the snooze, that resistance to lay in bed and then wait till the last minute. You need to get up early. You need to push into it, because as soon as you do and you wake up, your body's going to be shocked and your brain's going to be shocked too. But it's going to naturally allow you to fall asleep later in the day because you're getting up earlier. You're boosting your cortisol levels early in the day, which is a stress hormone, which allows it to fall naturally throughout the day as well. So that way, when the sun goes down, here in Michigan, it's like super early now, but what happens is your body chemistry is going to match what's going on outside. It's going to allow you to fall asleep. So that's number one. Number two, now this is a tough one because I'm definitely on the edge of a caffeine addict, but it's something that I still recommend, and I do, like, I'll go in cycles when I realize like my sleep is bad and my caffeine is too high, is to not drink caffeine after 12 o'clock. Because even though like you're like, well, I don't feel the effects later, caffeine has a half-life of a certain amount of hours, and basically if you drink it after noon and you're trying to go to bed, it's still going to be in your system. And what happens is that won't allow you to get into a deep sleep really that you need to get the recovery that you want. And last but not least is to set a hard deadline of using your screens, your iPad, your iPhone, your laptop, your TV, all of that stuff. You will be amazed just how bored that you are when you set a deadline of, like, mine's always 10 p.m., no more. And by like 10:30, I'm like, I'm kind of bored. I like may try to read or something, or like I'll visualize and I'll fall right asleep. So if you set that hard deadline, you'll be amazed at how kind of bored you are and you'll want to fall asleep. And there's also a lot of evidence showing, when our brain chemistry is looking at those screens, it's a lot harder. It's that blue light, it's called. It's a lot harder to actually fall asleep and get into that deep sleep going forward. So those are my 3 tips to start sleeping like a baby. Number 1 is a workout first thing in the morning. Number 2 is to make sure you don't have caffeine after 12. And last but not least is to set a hard deadline when you're done with your screens. Let me know what's the one way that you're going to start sleeping like a baby today.